Okay, this is on solving systems of equations in 3 variables. And we're going to solve all of these on the assignment. We're going to do them by matrices. Okay, this is something you've done before. Okay, the first example we're going to do is the first equation is x minus 2y plus z equals 15. X minus 2y plus z equals 15. Second equation is 2x plus 3y minus 3z equals 1. And then 4x plus 10y minus 5z equals negative 3. Okay, since they are lined up, the x's, the y's, and the z's, those are all just placeholders. So in matrices, you throw out the variables. Okay, so, and a matrix has a bracket. Okay, determinants are straight lines. Matrices are brackets. So make sure you have that little bracket around it. Okay, so the first row across is 1, negative 2, 1, 15. Second row across would be 2, 3, negative 3, 1. Third row across is 4, 10, negative 5, negative 3. Okay? Okay, now we're going to go with, I'm going to choose a different column. Okay? This time we're going to do this one. Okay, you pick a column that has a 1 in it. You try to find a column that has a 1 in it. Your goal when you start, you might want to write this down, your goal when you start is to get 2 zeros up and down. When we get 2 zeros across, when we get a matrix that looks like this, then we'll have our answers. Okay, so we're going to do elementary row operations. So let's say I multiply this by, and I need to multiply it by 3 and add it to this row. The top row is going to stay the same. 1, negative 2, 1, 15. Okay, now do this with me. When I multiply this by 3 and add it to this, this would be 5. Okay, multiply this by negative 2 and add it to 3. Negative 3. Agree? Okay, multiply this by 3 and add it to this would be 0. 3 times 15 would be 45. Right, and add it to 1 would be 46. Agree with that row? Okay, then let's go for another 0 right here. What can I multiply this by? Multiply by 5. Okay, so I'm going to multiply by 5 and I'm going to add it down. Okay, so multiply 1 by 5 would be 5 and add it to 4 would be 9, right? Negative 2 times 5 would be negative 10 and add it to 10 would be 0. 1 times 5 would be 5 and add it to negative 5 would be 0. 15 times 5 would be 75 and add it to negative 3, 72. Oh, look at that. What's in common all the way across? 9. Divide by 9 and we're going to have an answer. Yay. So we're going to, top row stays the same. Middle row stays the same. And divide by 9 all the way across. So we'd have 1, 0, 0, 8. Okay, and because of the placeholders, x was in this first column. So it's 1x plus 0y plus 0z equals 8. So x equals 8. And I always circle my first answer. Now, here's the shortcut. This time it works. As soon as I get an answer row, that row won't ever change, and I use that row to get me zeros. Because it's real easy. I've got a 1 now. Okay? What can I multiply this by and add it up? Negative 1. Okay? So, bottom row stays the same. It's going to stay 1, 0, 0, 8. Multiply by negative 1 and add it up, give me 0. This one would stay negative 2. This one would stay 1. And negative 1 times 8 would be negative 8. And 15, I get 7. You agree? Okay. Now, you can do the same thing in that row. What can I multiply this by? Whoops, sorry. What can I multiply this by and add it to this? Negative 5, right? And add it to this. So 1 times negative 5 would be negative 5 plus 5 would be 0. 0 times negative 5 would be 0. And that's going to stay a negative 3. This is going to stay 0. 8 times a negative 5, negative 40 plus 46, 6. Okay, what's in common all the way across? Negative 3. So you want to get a positive 1. So bottom row stays the same. Divide by negative 3. You'd have 1, 0, negative 2. Top row stays the same. Okay, and this is 0x, 1y, 0z. So we've got our, okay, shortcut. As soon as you get an answer row, use the 1 in that row to get your zeros up and down in that column. So what can I multiply this by and add it up? 2, right? Bottom row stays the same. Middle row stays the same because they are answer rows. Multiply by negative 2, this is going to stay a 0. Or sorry, multiply by 2, sorry. And then 2 and a negative 2 would be 0. This would stay a 1. Negative 4 and 7 would be 3, right? And now this would be 0x, 0y, 0z, or sorry, 1z equals 3. So our ordered triple is 8, negative 2, 3. They are always alphabetical, x, y, z. What you have solved for is 3 lines intersecting out here in space, x, y, z. Okay? Okay? And you've got a point out here in space. Okay? Okay. Try those 3 problems for the next time, 4, 5, and 9, by matrices. Solve it by matrices. Okay?